Want to be a guest on a future episode of Create, Build, and Manage Daily? Email us at interviews@biztv.com.
Tracy Harris is a founder of Hope Evolution, which specializes in helping veterans who are making that transition from active service to landing a job with the federal government as a private civilian. Tracy, welcome to the studio. So good to see you again.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now, you have perfected a process for your clients. Talk about your 5-step process, what that looks like.
Well, so between myself and my collaborative partner, we're both specialized in qualifications and also writing job descriptions. So what we do is, to best help our clients, is we have a 5-step process. The first part is to help them understand and navigate the USA jobs process. Then we identify their major skill sets so we can know how much time or what we're going to do on the job search. And then we match those major skill sets with the job vacancies that we're looking for. Then we let them know ways that they're eligible to apply to the job vacancies. There's what OPM or USA Jobs calls pathways to the job vacancies, so that determines your eligibility. Then we have the assessment questions that we coach them through so they can get the greatest value of the questions, and then we help them apply.
I love that. I love that. It seems to me from the outside looking in, when I think about our government and when I think about the military, it almost seems like a foreign language to me. And I feel like when I talk to you, it's like you're bilingual. You speak the language that the veterans speak. You understand where they're coming from. You speak the language that the federal government speaks. And we need a translator, and you help do that.
Oh, yes. I consider myself a translator of federal civilian, military, and layman language. So all the information is there on USA Jobs. You know, they have their help tab. But who really reads the help tab? And if you read it, who has time to read through everything? It explains everything. So that's what I would like to give to my customers, is all the specialized experience that I had to be taught as an HR specialist while I was working for the federal government, and give them the key pointers to let them know that this doesn't apply to you, this applies to you, no, move on, let's go to the next question. That way you don't have to spend time reading all of that.
From the federal government standpoint, I would think there's tremendous benefits to hiring veterans, particularly if the job requires some kind of security clearance that the candidate already has, right?
True. And a lot of agencies will accept the clearances that they have, and some won't. I'm familiar with some of the law enforcement agencies. They may conduct their own background investigation and different levels of background clearances. So they still have to be prepared to fill out those documents for that.
Makes sense. And then when you talk about locating and determining eligibility, what does that process look like for you?
Well, since I call myself a veterans specialist, that means that I want them to be aware of all the veterans preference opportunities that they have when the vacancies are announced. So there's different ways that you can apply to vacancies. One of the ways is the public. It's open to the public, so anyone can apply to that, even veterans. And then there's vacancies that are open to veterans of 30%ers, military spouses, just things like that. So there's just different ways that they can apply to the job.
Now, when you say 30%ers, what does that mean?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's that lingo again.
Absolutely.
So if you have a service-connected disability of 30% or more,
okay,
then you're eligible to apply to the job. Well, you're eligible to apply to any job as a 30%er.
Got you.
So if you're not a 30%er, but you're still a veteran and you have preference of 10%, then you're not a 30%. So everything is specific.
There's a lot of moving parts.
It can be specific,
yeah.
Or they may just open to all veterans, and that's good too. So there's just so many different ways that you can do that.
Which means why they need to hire you, right? Let's put your website up there for those watching tonight on BizTV, hopeevolution.com. hopeevolution.com. Here at BizTV, we support and we think about our active military and the veterans. And what I love what you're doing is you're helping find work for veterans. And I want to kind of talk about this for just a moment, if I can go here with you, Tracy. You know, when we talk about the homeless population, there is a large population of homeless that are veterans who needed somebody like you when they came up looking for work to help them. And there's a lot that goes into that, but I just think, man, the service of what you're doing to help find our veterans, help our veterans find work is so valuable to what they're doing. And what are some of the common questions you get? So someone's coming out of the military and they walk in the door, and what's a common question they ask you?
Well, one of the first things I've noticed is that as a veteran, we share the same stories. So sometimes I just listen to their story of their military service before we even get started with the application part. But the next question would be, do you have a federal resume? Because they can have a resume already drafted, but if it's not tailored to the way and the template that on USA Jobs, then there's a lot of information that they could be not considered for because they just don't have hours on the resume, month and year, just little things that can find them ineligible. So we want to make sure that they have that federal resume, because that's the key.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I also think, a lot of people that have served active duty did so straight out of high school. Maybe they got some college experience. Maybe they went to college with the military paying for college. So I'm not discounting that they're not educated or have experience, but they don't have that experience going to a job interview.
Oh, yes.
High school, straight into their military career. So for a lot of them, they're doing their first interview, right?
Correct. And that's what my partner and I also do. We do interview techniques, and we also have salary negotiation that we help them with. So we team up, myself and a couple other specialized ladies, and we drill them with interview questions that they may come across when they go to the actual interview.
That's amazing. What a great service. You think you'd ever branch out to helping people who weren't serving in the military?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
do some contract negotiation for me?
Yeah, I'll help anyone.
That's Tracy Harris. It's great work what you're doing, Tracy. And again, if you know someone who is in that spot where they've been active military, doesn't matter the branch, but active military, and they're looking for a federal job, have them reach out to Tracy. The website again is hopeevolution.com, hopeevolution.com. Stick around. This is Create, Build, and Manage Daily.